Alrighty guys, today I'm trying to get the 3 horses that are not into the Grand Prix into the Grand Prix today. So I'm starting off strong with Val. He's like the easiest right now to be able to do all of that stuff. I'm now getting him into his second round. Starting off strong with a 3-2-1 count to go. And then doing this like vertical 2-pull type thing. He's actually really good in jumping. It's just him taking his time and realizing what speed he's doing. Him and Firefly are actually like really better at doing changes, simple changes on like a bend. So there he like needed to slow down. At jumps he really just speeds up, same with River. So for them it's using their time and space very wisely. But other than that, he is very good. Next, coming up to this like hard jump. It's not necessarily hard, it's just getting into this corner then turning at the right time. And then he did a lead change right in front of the jump, thinking, oh mom, I'll help here. But then we had this like little bounce or like line moment, catching some speed, then coming around this nice little turn to this like bush jump. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 count until the next jump, and then I forgot to count for the next jump. See, I love Val to bits and bits. It's just him getting very forward and then you can't slow him down. Anyways, then we have to come around this like ETG sign type thing to the next jump. Honestly, I thought that this turn was very, no matter which way you went, you would still be able to get to the jump in time, but I just followed the lines, guys. Finishing with a very strong time of 140, 0 penalties, and clearing all of the jumps. I actually did hear one like hit, but it didn't knock down, and he leveled up to advanced. Look at him go, he is happy. So now if we go into advanced, click on it, and we have unlocked it. But then if we scroll down, yes, Val has made it. Okay, my last and final horse that I would like to make to advanced is Firefly. This here is Firefly. She is beautiful. She hasn't been in so much showing. I've put them in like this cycle training thing. Starting off with a good 3, 2, 1 go countdown. We have this nice blue first jump, just like Val did. And coming then to this very wide oxer. Now, a very fun fact about Firefly is that she overjumps almost everything. Crossrail, you name it. She will jump over it about 100 feet to the sky, guys. She wants to touch the moon, clearly. Next, we're coming up to this like very greenery jump, and then we have this like sort of bend line into this other blue. Now, all of my horses like dislike oxers because they are just wide, and I don't like them frankly either because they are either too big, too long, you guys name it. And here is a slow-mo of her jumping this very good jump and over jumping it as well. I don't know if they actually don't like oxers, but they just knock them every time. This time Firefly was lucky, I guess. But here, finishing up with the third to last jump, we have this nice bend to this oxer, and she loves oxers. She just is a really big jumper. I loved this jump because my position was great. She was great, so I slow-moed it down, so that was a good footage. And then we had this last jump here, which was also good. Gotta make the last jump count, right? Clearing all jumps and courses, 0 penalties with the time of 1:23, and look at her happy dance. Here she not quite made it, but the bar is moving very slow for her. So I'm going to now do every other course with her to make sure she levels up. This time she was ready to go, but we got first jump-itis because it wasn't our best first jump. We normally always get first jump-itis. That's what I at least call it. Now we're coming up to this like very green oxer. I liked this form and jump, so I slow-moed it down. Coming now around the tight-ish turn. I wasn't expecting the jump to be right there, but we made it through, and now we are now going to speed it up because it took a lot longer than what I thought. We have the bounce, and then we have this very like line, and then right there, and this last jump is coming up. We did start to really slow down, so the time wasn't the best, but it's an oxer for our last jump, and we cleared it. Clearing all jumps with 0 penalties up to the time of 1:45, and again this scale thing barely moving. Now just going to be doing this course again, and having first jump-itis, my form wasn't the greatest. Speeding it up for you guys because I'm going to be doing this at least 3 million times. Did like a really weird bouncy lead change, and this line right here was actually really good, so I slow-moed it down. As you can see here, my form was really good and so was hers, and then coming up to this jump, I forget the distance that I got, but my form wasn't the greatest, but hers definitely was. Then coming up to this next jump, and then the oxer, which we cleared, and this last jump, which is an oxer, and we've made it. Clearing all of the jumps, 0 penalties with a time of 1:23. This chart thing came across and I got place of 5,646, and this bar barely moved again. Now starting the course, I'm speeding it up for you guys because you've already seen this course. We didn't do the best on it, but it was the one with the bounces, and I did most of the slow motion on it. We cleared it with the time of 1:39, and now the bar moved a little bit farther. I bet if I do this round, I will clear it. I was doing so good, and it came up to this 7th jump, and she refused it. Here's a slow motion of it because it was just such a bad fail. I knew she didn't like these oxers. You do have to admit, though, this was a pretty good slow motion of a fail. Sorry, Firefly, if I hurt you. Now trying again, and she cleared it. We even got a very good distance. Then coming up to this very, very last jump, we came to this very awkward turn, and then we had a very good distance. She even cleared it. Good job, Firefly. We cleared all of the jumps, 0 penalties with the time of 1:23. This chart came up again, and I got an even worse time, 5,656, and we leveled up to advanced. Good job, Firefly. Now going into advanced, I'm going to choose honey for my first round, starting off very strong with a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. These jumps are going to be a lot higher, and then the camera moves down, which I don't necessarily like, but it is what it is. Totally getting sidetracked and almost missing the turn to the second jump. We cleared it though. Then coming down to this like some sort of a line type thing. Anyways, then turning nice and tight, going down the middle of the ring to this jump, and we have like a whole row of bounces. 1, 2, and then the third jump was kind of on a bend, and then this 4th one and 5th one were a lot closer, which I didn't have much time. I slowed it down for you guys because this was actually a really good line, and I'm actually really happy of how it turned out in slow motion especially, but I really liked my form, her form. Honey jumps smaller so she can knock them easier, but I honestly don't really care about that. She jumps incredibly well, and the last 2 jumps were my best, especially except for I leaned forward just a little bit too far right there, and she did take the long just a little bit, turning really tight to my 10th jump, but we made it work, and coming down the line even further to 11. Clearing all jumps with 0 penalties of the time of 52 seconds, and almost making it to the Grand Prix. Not really, but we're getting there with her. Now giving Val a try because of the other times I've tried with Firefly, we've failed and have literally failed. Worse than her refusing the Oxer. Anyways, now continuing with Val, we came around this sign. I wanted to see if it would align straight up with this Oxer, and it did, coming to this like cross-country looking one, and then coming down around and to the straight and just tight turn to this jump that has like a bounce or like a line. We didn't exactly line straight up to it, but we cleared it thankfully. Then another jump, and then another jump after that. Coming around this other tight turn, I came around this sign because I didn't want to take the chance of running through it, even though we can run through it. It's not very realistic, so I just went around it safely so I didn't hurt my poor old Val more than I already probably did. This Oxer I cleared. He actually very loves Oxers. I forgot to turn and I didn't line up the straightest, but we made it work. I had to just slow him down for this nice bounce, then turning left as I almost turned right to this very tightish, didn't line up, again coming to like the edge, almost knocking it off, I'm pretty sure. Then over to this wider jump over here, which we cleared, then coming around and making like a full-on almost loop to this blue jump, which we thankfully cleared because I didn't think he was from the distance that we got, and then making another circle to this Oxer, which he again loves, but he didn't clear it. Trying again, we made it. Finally, I had to redo it once, but that is okay because he is just a good boy. Then trotting and almost knocking it over to this 3 bounce, and we have finally made all of the jumps. Clearing the jumps somewhat the second round with 0 penalties of a time of 2:09. Hey, if you ask me, that's a pretty good time. Now starting this next course that we have unlocked with Firefly. Okay, starting off strong with a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. We had first jump-itis. I mean, she had first jump-itis. I guess she was scared from the line coming up. Now we have officially cleared it with this next jump right on its tail, and then number 3 with a little bit of a bend but straight, and then number 4. This one was a little bit more chaotic because it was a tight turn right here to come to this next jump, and all of these jumps were right in the center except for some were off to the side. This bend right here was a little bit awkward because we had to go so far, and she's a little bit slower, and then this jump right along with it. Me almost wanting to turn left, had to turn right, and then a very sharp turn right after this awkward just straight line to this Oxer, which we did clear by the way and got a perfect distance, then straight along with number 8, now able to turn left with a sharp bend after to number 9, then a straight line to number 10, and getting a lead right in front of the jump. Luckily we didn't knock it. Turning very sharp right to this other weird straight line, trotting because I guess she was tired to this number 11, not jumping it very straight, then number 12 not jumping it very straight. Luckily we didn't knock it either. Then number 13 was a little bit of a bendy ways away. We had to go straight and then turn very sharp right here, which I thought we weren't going to be able to make, which luckily she did, and she cooperated for number 14 and then number 15 as well, even though we didn't get the best distance. Coming around this very wide unknown bend to this outside blue oxer, and then it is going to be our last jump, and we have cleared the course with no penalties and the time of 2:03. Now trying to do the Grand Prix, but starting off with the second course with River. After starting the course, it's going all smoothly until when we start knocking the jumps down. Yet again, it's all going smoothly until... and again. And though I may have cleared this jump, but now I'm getting time penalties from running out of time. And then I knocked this jump and this jump. And if you think that's not bad, well, let's start from the beginning with Sundance. I cleared all of them, but this was only round 1. Let's move forward to round 2. This just kept happening and happening and happening. So, I finally stopped. I want to give a big thanks to all 5 of my horses for partaking in every event I put them in today. I want to give such a big thanks to Sundance for being there, my first horse, and putting up with every show that I have put him through, even though he didn't want to do it. And have tried that round over and over again, even though he was tired. Next, my second horse, River. Thank you so much for allowing me to put you through what I did, and for teaching me the speed and slowing you down, even though you didn't want to and make me fall off. My third horse was Honey. Thank you so much for allowing me to experience my first flying lead change. And some unnecessary bucks and rears and everything else. And my fourth purchase was Firefly. Thank you so much for being a support to Honey and then coming to be trained by me, even though you must be emotionally exhausted. My fifth horse was Val. Thank you so much for teaching me what horses really feel from being passed from home to home and experiencing trust and bond and altogether patience. Now, all of these horses may not be real, but they are my dream horses someday, and have taught me so much even through a screen. I wish to be taught more from you guys, even if you are not real. Yet.